Hey guys, it is Carly here bringing you your Tuesday review on Body Bags, and today I decided to go with a film that's been on my to-watch stack for a while now. I got this at Christmas time. It was one that JP had given to me as a Christmas gift, and I just never really got around to it because my pile kept kind of accumulating, getting bigger and things like that, and this one kind of got lost at the bottom, but finally decided to check it out last night because I was kind of tired, and it's a fairly short film. It only runs about an hour and 15 minutes, and that is The House with 100 Eyes. Now, this is a very interesting film. First off, going into it, I didn't really know much about it. It seemed like it was going to be just based on the cover and title and, images on the back. I thought it was going to be, your basic kidnap and torture movie, but the interesting aspect is it's actually a horror comedy. It's considered to be, horror comedy. It even says it on the back, and sort of satirical in a way, and I didn't really know that when I went to watch it. It was just upon reading the back that I was like, oh, this is supposed to be a horror comedy. It doesn't seem like it would be one, but it is. And, the title is House with 100 Eyes because the film is shot based on the cameras that this dude has throughout his house, as well as when they're going out looking for people and things like that. He is filming it because he's trying to make documentaries and, he's trying to make snuff films, essentially. So, to get into the plot there, you have this typical couple, middle-class American married couple, it says on the back, and the twist here is they are serial killers, and they are making snuff videos of their crimes and selling them. So in this film, they want to go above and beyond and get 3 victims involved as opposed to the usual one that they usually have. They just kind of want to break their record and get 3 victims just to get themselves some more attention. So, of course, with 3 people, things get a little more messy than they're used to, and stuff starts to go wrong and things of that nature. So that is the plot there. Like I said, it is shot based on the many cameras that this man has around his house, which I found to be pretty interesting because some elements of it feel found footagey just by, when they're driving around and they're filming each other, and then the rest, when it's in the house, it's just like a still camera, but up in the corner and just different odd angles and things like that. So I found that to be pretty cool and unique. As far as the comedy elements go, I would say that towards the beginning portion, it is a little more comedic just based on dialogue and just ridiculous stuff that's going on because, you have this sort of normal couple doing normal things, and you have several scenes of them just eating dinner, and they're going out looking for people to abduct, basically, or they don't really abduct them. They convince them that they're going to pay them to come home and make these, inappropriate videos. So you have some scenes of that are pretty funny because the husband is very high-strung and flips out easily, especially when people reject their offer and things like that. So I found that to be pretty funny, but then you also have some parts where the comedy feels very, very dark because, for instance, there's a character in this who is a little overweight, and there's some, comments made about her weight that could be seen as comedic, but to me, I thought it just kind of added to the bothersome factor of the film and made it just as more disturbing, especially what's going on with the girl at the time. And that's another thing. The casting is pretty solid, especially with this girl character I'm talking about. She's supposed to be a 17-year-old homeless girl, and she definitely looks like a 17-year-old girl. She has that face. She almost looks like she could be younger than 17. I'm not sure how old she was in real life doing this movie, but she has just that very youthful look to her, very innocent, and you just feel bad for her in the situation that she gets thrown into. The other 2 characters that you get, the other 2 victim characters, the boy and the girl, they're okay. They're just kind of your typical pretty boy, pretty girl type of characters. I didn't find them as interesting as the other character, and but that's okay. You know, I just didn't feel like they added all that much to it, but all around the acting is pretty solid in this film, and of course the husband and wife do a great job. They come off as just very menacing once you find out what they're doing and what they're all about. It's just very scary. You get the sense that there's no escape from their home, and that always creeps me out, that just kidnapping factor to things. So I found that to be pretty effective. The set was, you know, really effective in that way. Other than that, there's also some good gore and bloody moments, things that make you kind of cringe and look away in this film. I thought there is a sort of a torture scene that does take place in this movie, and it was very bloody and gruesome and violent, and you just felt very bad for the character who was receiving the torture. So I thought that was very, very effective, and yeah, overall, I really highly enjoyed this movie. Like I said, I was kind of falling asleep while watching it, so I don't really remember the ending all that well, unfortunately, but I think it was pretty solid as well from my, you know, sleepy memory. But yeah, really enjoyed this, was really surprised by it. Like I said, it only runs about an hour and 15 minutes too, which is nice. It definitely flies by, and you're interested throughout in what's going on. It definitely kept my interest, and I wanted to see how things were going to play out and see what the couple was all about and stuff like that, because I thought it was a very interesting concept. So I gave The House with 100 Eyes an 8 out of 10. Pretty solid flick. This is an artsploitation film as well. So yeah, definitely check this one out if you have not watched it yet. Fast watch, and yeah, 8 out of 10 for House with 100 Eyes. So thank you guys for joining me for this Tuesday review, and I'll see you next week.